What's up, everybody? I am on for the midweek message reveal. It is August 13th, and we are in an interesting little vortex of fun things here. We have Venus in Cancer, which I talked about a little bit last week, and that is where finances, emotions, interactions and relationships with others is going to take that watery sort of homey vibe. So it's going to want Cancer energy wants there to be support and energy fed to the home space and the places within ourselves that we consider home. Not surprised that we are seeing home and those who are considered to possess one and those who do not as being a point of contention or something that can be discussed at this time or even commented on in the greater stage of the world. Pair that with Mars in Libra, which, if you recall last week, Mars doesn't love being in Libra because Mars really wants to be in a fiery sort of zone where it can act upon it, and it acts on an individual basis. There's a desire for I to be the one that can do, not we. Where Libra energy is very much the cohort, the facilitator, the therapist, the counselor, the one who can come in and judiciously state this is where things need to go and this is how we create balance. Mars wants to, bring the noise, wants to do something about it, where Libra is going to pump the brakes. These sort of energies can cause that push-pull vibe. It's also presenting very much in the physical for a lot of us, as energy is being expressed through clearing in the body, through feelings of congestion and heaviness within the trunk of the body itself. When we have a lot of water energy that's trying to ground itself down, it can't help but come up and out in an emotional sense. So the feelings of grief are a bit heavier. The feelings of wanting to do something but not being able to, a feeling of being angry and then at the same time feeling powerless, and there being a sense of exhaustion is that sort of fulcrum point there in the center of the seesaw. Mercury in Leo has gone direct on Monday. Now, like I was saying previously, we still have a 2-week shadow period after the fact before things are going to get completely sorted out. And in that post and pre-shadow period that we experienced, you might be experiencing some things that happen at the beginning of Mercury retrograde around the 7-11 mark. And if those things are coming back through again, this is a third opportunity for you to change the way you may be responding, taking in, giving back, in how you communicate and how you are communicated with. So boundaries are going to be put down and tested. The stuff that you said that you wanted to work on is going to give you more opportunities to show your work. This is like a math equation where you can't just come up with the number being 4. It needs to actually, you need to show me how you got that. And that's what the universe is saying. Show me how you got this. And are you going to stick with this as your final answer? Okay. So with the energy in place that is frenetic and, in a sense, bogged down, there is a feeling of hollowness as well, where things don't seem to be what they are being presented as. And that is true. You're being asked to do your own due diligence and to utilize discernment. And those are great words. If you don't know what due diligence or discernment is, look that stuff up. Okay? I'm going to jump into the cards this week. Went ahead with cards and went deep with some Golden Girls Tarot because it just feels right. Thank you for being a friend. All right, so I'm going to jump into the messages. And if you chose one, your card is 4 of Pentacles. Let me get this right up close here. All right, now Pentacles are connecting with earth signs. All right. So all my earth sign babies, especially those of you that have it in your moon, we're going to be experiencing a little bit more here through the concept of feeling a sense of stability and making order out of chaos. Take a look at where the pentacles actually are. They look like coins. So she has 3 underneath herself here. Stable footing. She can stand on it. She can see it. She can exist in a state where she knows that she can stand up and not get sucked into the quicksand of the earth that's underneath her, right? The other one she has kind of tucked under her chin. So it's almost something being saved for later. So this is making order out of chaos. And it's also asking for boundaries to be set. Got places to go. But there's also a feeling of waiting. And this waiting vibe is almost closing off yourself from relationships that you don't feel like you can completely open yourself up to. Now, that sort of protective energy is very much about the discernment that I was just speaking of. It's where, while you know that you've got it to spend, okay, and pentacles have to do with your energy, your prosperity, your abundance, and that can come in lots of different ways. Time, energy, money, assets, connections, being in the flow of things. In a relationship sense, though, for some of you here in the first card, what is being sort of stifled or held back is your availability to others and their access to your energy. You're starting to understand that having boundaries will allow you to get into the next stage. And you haven't totally figured out what it is. She's waiting almost like she's going to get picked up. She's looking off as if she is waiting for someone to come and get her. And at the same time, she has in hand everything that she needs to move forward and doesn't necessarily need to wait. You're already packed and ready to go. What are you waiting for? And is it about the other people? Or is this something that's more about you sort of giving away your power to someone else to determine when you can get up and go? Not the case here anymore. I'd like you also to pay attention to the number 4. 4s have connections to the your guidance system and your archangels, your guardian angels. Calling in higher powers, those that, however it is you believe, right, is going to be something that will allow you to fall back on your own intuition, your own will, your own fortitude and sovereignty of self and understanding of who you are as an individual. You don't need someone else to pick up and go. You can take care of yourself. You are stable. And even if it doesn't seem like you are and don't tangibly have this in hand yet, it's on its way, or your perspective is another thing that's kind of closing off the opportunity there for you to see it. The message here is for you to take your time and understand that you may be the one that you're waiting for. I'm going to leave you with that one. Oh, that's so itchy. Ooh. As y'all know, that's my spirit code for like, you're on track, Cal, keep going. So consider, those of you in 1, where you're waiting for someone else to say or do something before you do what it is that you want to do. If you want to up and go, if you want to travel, if you want to get out of your situation, you don't have to wait for someone else to say, okay. Start making small steps towards that goal, small measurable goals. Whew. Okay. Moving on to 2. If you chose 2, your card is 5 of Cups. Okay, we got Rose here. Now, I'd like you to take a look at what's going on here. And before we get into the card, Cups are connected to water signs. So again, your water moons are going to be really much affected here. You could also go so far as to your water signs as well. Now, some of this is that the card itself is a very sad card. That is not to put you in a state of, oh shit, or this is bad, or any of that. Remember, there are always highs and lows, pros and cons, yin and yang. We're always trying to seek balance. And what you're dealing with here, too, is you're dealing with a state of grief and you're in a period of loss. And some of this is literal and some of this is emotional, okay? So cups connecting to water. Water is emotions. And if you notice, her 3 cups in front of her have spilled over. And it's almost as if the concept, like, don't cry over spilled milk. In this case, cry about what has been lost. And there's always balance. Consider that you still have 2 full on the shelf behind you. The direction in which she's facing, though, is facing towards what seems to be negative, when behind her is the opportunity that she is not ready to turn and look at yet. Also, the concept of hindsight being 20/20. You got to get through how you feel and process your emotions before you can understand and get through to the other side of things here. So there's been loss, there's been lack, there's been a sense of fallout. And some of this is in a personal way, but it's also very much part of the collective. A feeling of helplessness, a feeling of what is it that I can possibly do? Totally human here. And you're learning through personal experiences, itchy, so itchy, how to process these emotions in order for you to get to the next step. 5s are also about balance and about coming to a state of change where something is going to be different than it was. That doesn't mean that change is bad, but change is going to make things uncomfortable. And then you say, and I can hear you, but things are uncomfortable enough. I know, because you're here. You're looking and weeping and processing what is in front of you, what has been spilt, and what is on the ground, right? Assuming this is water, this will be evaporated and come down again as rain. Let's think about the cycle, okay? It's okay to be in a state of almost a tunnel vision about how you're feeling. What's not okay is to just knock this stuff aside and not do anything in processing how you feel about what has happened. It's important for you to go through this next step. It's important for you to process how it is that you are feeling. What you need to do is look for support. Is if you think about this, what is being supported here? This shelf is supporting what aspects of emotional fortitude, resilience, intelligence, all of those things, the will to keep on keeping on, right, is being supported here. The only thing supporting this situation down here is the table itself. Feel your feelings, reach out and ask for support in order to have you recoup the things that you have yet turned to face. It's not going to rain all the time. And it feels like that. Many of you, in 2, are not allowing yourselves to kind of sit in how you feel. Many of you don't know how to feel your feelings. And that's something that your experiences will be the greatest teachers. Understanding that this is part of the human experience and that this is what we asked to take within ourselves as coming down and being humans in this lifetime, it's hard to handle sometimes. It's hard to know, will these ever be full up again and put behind us in a space where we can feel a sense of what one has, a sense of stability. The answer to that is yes. And it's not clear yet because you have to process what's going on and grieve the things that you are not able to recoup. It isn't something you can just get over either. Grief is something that expands around yourself, and you're going to experience this in different ways. But there's an opportunity for appreciation. Appreciating what it is that was, what you believed could have been, and what you had hoped and had expectations on with whatever those containers held. So I feel for you. And if there is anything that I can do, please reach out. Okay? Reach out, talk to your friends, talk to your people, make some posts, jump on and share some memes, create a new account and rage. Whatever it is you got to do, as long as you're not hurting other people. Okay? All right. Now moving on to 3. If you chose 3, get this up here. Your card is the 9 of Pentacles, and we're back to the earth signs, okay? Blanche has had a transformation from card 1, where she was short-haired Blanche. She's graduated to full-on helmet head, which is not a bad thing. She looks like she's living her best life. Look, she's got her champagne. She's got her beautiful trees in the background on her veranda. She's sitting in a very supportive state where all of her pros, her tangible, what's the word? Her tangible abundance, the things that she's manifested. She's done something with it and created something from it that allows her to support herself. So with 9s, the number 9, we're dealing with something that needs to be concluded, or the end stage of a cycle before something else can take its place. So you've reached kind of the full circle here for you guys here in 3. Okay? You can take the sunglasses off because you can see clearly now. You don't need to hide. You're allowed to see this as a completed part of the cycle. Things have concluded or will soon conclude. Now, what this has to do with is self-reliance and knowing that what you're putting out there will bear fruit, and that the changes that you're hoping to make will stick and will give back something that is tangible that you can hold on to. This is where appreciation needs to come in. This is where gratitude needs to come in. This is where you need to start saying thank you for what it is that you have received, for what you have, even if this isn't the most amazing chair that you ever wanted to purchase and you wanted something cooler and you wanted one of those, I don't know, like a super awesome massage chair or something that you wanted to put outside. Or that, you don't want the champagne, you want, a big old bottle of Patron or whatever it is that you're looking for. You're making good with what it is right now, and you're doing the best that you can with what you have. And you're realizing that the seeds that you've planted in the past are coming to full fruition now. In a lot of ways, this isn't coming through in the ways that you expected. And this is a good point for discernment and the concept of paying attention to what it is you're putting out there. Some of this is coming from the new moon from last month. And what's being asked is, do you appreciate what you have? And what are you going to do with what you have? You can relax into it and know that it's not something that's just going to puff up and disappear. It's not something that will evaporate. Very much like the cups of grief that have flowed over. You're in a different space now where the energy is saying, I got you. You can do something with this, and you're not waiting for anybody. You're allowing yourself to experience the full reciprocal nature of what it is that you've put forth. If you can, provide a seat for someone else. If you can, not only congratulate and cheers yourself on a job well done and a cycle completed, but help set up someone else. This is the benefit that you have, your position of power, whether you realize it or not. The abundance that you receive can be given to others in some ways. And that support is something that is needed, especially for those who are in a stage where they have not completed that cycle yet. You've done a really awesome job coming full circle here, 3. And change is coming because 9s are completing a cycle before you got to finish this before you can move on to something else. So take that rest. Take that lean back. Let yourself experience what it's like to take a breath for a little bit and know that you're going to be getting to work soon again on something new. Keep going, keep building on what it is that you are passionate about, what brings you joy, what lights you up, what makes you feel good, because that is what will feed the momentum moving forward for others and will help others see that they can also get over things like you have and get through things, because we all really need each other right now. 100%. All right. Those are the messages this week. Would love to hear how they land for you. So please leave me some feedback. Would love to work with you. So please check my website. I have some new offerings, and also I'm doing custom sessions. And these sessions can be pretty much what it is that you're looking for. So if there are some things that I've brought up here that you'd like to delve deeper into, some things on lives or something that you've heard from a friend or a client referral that you'd like to tap into a little bit more, reach out and let me know. You can fill out the contact form on my website. You can send me a message or an email. I'm all over the place and you can check me. Okay. So would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Know that we got this. Things are not what they seem. And we have more power than we realize. It's up to you to do something about it. So do something, say something. Please. Lots of love. Peace.